Swivel here.
Nexus Reviews, now with a script.
Hello, and welcome to a review of the Marvel Legends 12-inch Spider-Man. This is where some undisclosed YouTube reviewer would say this figure gives him 12 inches, if you know what I mean.
Chubby.
And once again, this is another figure provided by Kyle Mayberry, so expect wear and tear and loose swivels coming up. Well, the painting and the sculpting on this figure is fantastic. Each line in the web design is crisp and sharp. And who can't love that magnificent pearlescent white for the eyes? And the molding does a great job of recreating muscle and flesh stretching of the fabric of the costume, especially in the ass. But seriously, I've never seen so much detail put into a booty. Except on Iron Man, but we don't talk about him. If there's one thing bad about the paint and molding, it's that it immediately breaks the facade of him wearing a tight skin suit whenever you pose him. Probably the biggest offense of this is the fact that the web shooters aren't connected to his wrists, and thus hang awkwardly when he goes for shooting poses. And it would have been so simple to just have put them on the hands. Speaking of hands, let's do accessories first this time. And boy, does this guy have a lot of them. 8, to be exact. He's got fists, wall-crawling hands, and web-shooting hands, all of which plug into his wrists. He also has an alternate head with the mask partially up to reveal the most nightmare-inducing grin you'll ever see on an action figure. I mean, the sculpting and the painting is on par for the rest of the figure, with nice teeth and shiny eyes. But good lord, a swivel, heaven! That's the kind of jerk-off face you only see in movie theaters showing the Emoji Movie. Let's just go to articulation. Head is on a ball joint hinge for incredible up, down, and fuck. Shoulders move forward and back on what can only be described as mankind's greatest achievement. Also moves out, but not by very far. Swivel at the bicep. Double elbow bend, that's actually good. Iron Man! Each wrist is on a swivel hinge. There's a ball joint under the chest for forward, back, tip me over, pour me out, and swivel! Hinge in the waist, which makes a great ab crunch, or twerking pose. Beautiful. What? Why? Why hast thou forsaken me, God? Leg moves forward. Thigh. Blah, 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 blah. Hey, this one's actually tight. Darn. Double knee, that beats out Iron Man. I said out, not off. Hinged foot for up and down, a toe bend, and that ankle tilt that's just us. So articulation is fantastic, and I can barely say anything bad about this figure. Sure, not all the webs are consistent, and that joint under the head is ugly, sticking out like a sore thumb. The second head gives me nightmares and is a pain in the ass to get on. He's probably a bit too big. He doesn't match with any other figure me or Kyle owns, and where was I going with this? Actually, with all those faults, why do I even still like it? I'll tell you why. Because it's the absolute best figure I've ever had the privilege to fondle. The posing, the expressions, the price, $30? Really? Worth it. And this isn't mine. It's Kyle's.
Dude, don't start. You've had him for like weeks.
Oh God! I forgot you were omnipotent.
No, I just stand creepily behind you while you're filming. Now get off your ass and make the Han Solo and Greedo review. / fanfiction.
I told you I was doing it for Star Wars The Last Jedi.
Well, I want my shit back, dude.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. Can he swing from a web? Yeah, he can, 'cause he's a Spider-Man, Spider-Man. Here comes the Spider-Man, Spider-Man, Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. Can he climb up a wall? Something, this figure's too tall. Spider-Man, Here comes the Spider-Man.